Once there lived a king so generous that giving had become, for him, like breathing. He gave at dawn and he gave at dusk, and still, it seemed to him, he had not given enough. So one evening he summoned his gods. "Tell my kingdom," he said, "tomorrow at sunrise the gates of my courtyard will open. Let any person enter, and whatever they find inside, let them touch it, and it is theirs." The criers rode out to the villages and market roads, and by nightfall the whole kingdom was awake, awake with arithmetic. The carpets alone were worth a season's harvest,
It
people
is
whispered.
almost
There were
time.
gems, it was said, ivory, lamps with rubies for flames. People lay awake all night, deciding what they would grab first. By the time the sky had barely begun to whiten, the road to the palace was a river of people, all moving toward the same gates.
Open the gates!
When
Let
the
them
great
through!
gates finally opened, the river became a flood,
Keep moving!
and the
Don't
flood had no
stop!
manners left in
Move
it.
forward, quickly!
A man went down under the weight of those behind him and was trodden over before he could rise. Two women seized the same silver tray in the same instant and stood there shrieking that it was theirs.
Get out of the way!
And the king watched all of this from his throne at the far end of the courtyard, his face unreadable, the way the sky is unreadable to those too busy looking at the ground. In the midst of it all was a little girl, perhaps forgotten by whoever had brought her. She wandered past the carpets and the gems with equal curiosity. Everything interested her equally, and because of that, nothing seemed particularly special. And in this aimless, unhurried way, she made her way toward the one still point in all that motion, toward the throne and the man sitting on it, who was the only person in the courtyard not reaching for anything. She reached up, the way children reach for whatever is nearest their hands, and touched the king. And in that instant, by his own decree, the king belonged to her, the king himself, and with him, every land, every treasury, every palace and field and river under his name. The cabinet had only ever been a single drop. The child had put her hand on the ocean. This is exactly our condition. We are born into a courtyard that belongs, in truth, to the Lord who made it, and instead of going to him, we run for his furniture. Touch the gift, and the gift is all you get. Touch the giver, and there is nothing left untouched, because everything else was already his, and now is yours with it.